don't try me like that. Welcome to another episode of This Is Not That Podcast. I am your host, Cirocobama.
How do we do that?
What?
What's that?
What?
Should we start with that? I like that.
Oh, I mean, we can do whatever. But
Do it.
Like, how you gonna say this is Shirley Dor and welcome to it?
No, because
like
you're supposed to.
person.
Because you're supposed to say this is not that podcast, and then say it's your girl, Cirocobama.
We gotta say our names at the same time.
Okay, fine. You go first.
Hey, what's up, you guys? It's your girl, Shirley Dor
and Cirocobama. It's your audio besties here, and this is Not That Podcast.
Not That Podcast. Every Tuesday, we're sharing personal stories and giving advice
on mental wellness, sexual pleasure, relationships, and pretty much whatever the hell we want.
Hey, what's up, you guys? It's your girl, Shirley Dor, and welcome to This Is Not That Podcast.
First of all, don't try me like that. Welcome to another episode of This Is Not That Podcast. I am your host, Cirocobama.
How do we do that?
What?
What's that?
What?
Should we start with that? I like that.
Oh, I mean, we can do whatever. But
Do it.
Like, how you gonna say this is Shirley Dor and welcome to it?
No, because
like
you're supposed to.
Person.
Because you're supposed to say this is not that podcast, and then say it's your girl, Cirocobama.
We gotta say our names at the same time.
Okay, fine. You go first.
Okay. Welcome to another episode of This Is Not That Podcast, and I am your host, Cirocobama.
And I'm your host, Shirley Dor.
Okay. That's more respect in here.
Oh, Lord, here we go.
I feel more respected.
We got about 9 episodes together.
Yeah.
So this episode, I wanted to start off with something a little raunchy. So Ciroc, you have 15 seconds to name off synonyms for masturbation. Are you ready?
Oh, damn. Okay.
Go.
Playing with yourself.
Okay.
Flicking the bean.
Okay.
Bat la poet.
Okay. Another language?
Rubbing the log.
Okay.
Damn. I did a little something.
You did a little something.
I'm not a sex therapist or nothing, but I know a little know my
some,
way around a thing or two.
So for those who don't know anything about the 5-finger shuffle and the Finding Nemo, today's episode is going to be about masturbation. Some classic words that people use to describe masturbation is jerking off, wanking for the British white folks, rubbing it out, like you said,
tugging. It's tugging something, ain't it?
Tugging something. Beating the meat. That's niggas' favorite word. Men. That is men's. No, that's not gender neutral. What's another way to say niggas?
You can't say that. Now I gotta bleep it out.
But what's another word? There's no gender neutral way to say anything else.
One, you said ninjas.
Okay, we're gonna say ninjas.
And then we said humans.
Okay. Ninjas. So ninjas love to say beating the meat. There's oozing your
Can
noodle.
we say Neanderthals?
I'm not gonna try to say that word every time. Neanderthals? Girl.
You freaking Neanderthals get on my nerves.
Neanderthals say beating the meat.
Homo sapiens.
Homo sapiens say oozing your noodle.
Oozing the noodle.
I have no idea what the heck that is. And then there's technical terms like dotting the I, double clicking, and minding the gap.
The turntables.
Chicken. We don't want you to do that. Don't ever do that. I mean, I guess for yourself, if you're fleeking the bean and you want to turn the tables, don't do that. We don't condone that.
You call that the disc jockey, right?
Yeah, the disc jockey. We don't want that though. Let's let that go. So last episode, if you didn't hear it, go listen. Ciroc was talking about how her masturbator, her toy, is the battery is dead.
I'm gonna have a funeral for it.
The battery is dead, and because the battery is dead, she needs new ways of bringing light to her sex life outside of sex, but solo sex. So I'm here to help. And this is for anybody who gets bored of masturbation and who needs some tips if they're bored of their routine. Mm-hmm. So I felt like it was appropriate to go back in time and talk about what masturbation is and what solo sex is. So I'm going to give you a little solo sex 101. Okay. And then we'll move into some masturbation. So masturbation is actually here to promote physical health, sexual health, and improve your sex life. That's what it originally was for. We go back to the dawns of ages. And people,
weren't they saying it was like hysteria or something, or is that just the white Neanderthals?
The white Neanderthals who are religious. Let's make sure we put that on the docket.
You see, and that's the only thing that they be teaching us.
Right. So people actually masturbate for sexual pleasure, to understand their bodies, sometimes because sex is boring. Mm-hmm. So they substitute it for partner sex, and then as a release of stress, emotions, whatever. And then the last one is because people are sexually dissatisfied, so they do masturbation. If you ever see those movies where after the person has sex, typically women, mm-hmm. they go and rub the bean and finish themselves out. Get the rose. So typically in sexual wellness, we try to look at what are other animals in the animal kingdom doing, because we're just another animal in the animal kingdom. So apparently we are the ones with the complicated parts. So humans, specifically women, our sex organ is located on the outside. But for other animals in the animal kingdom, it's located on the inside. So penguins rub themselves against rocks and slide along ice to masturbate.
I thought they were using ice as transportation.
No, they're masturbating.
They're being
inserts image of penguins sliding down ice.
I thought penguins were just trying to get from one place to another.
No.
They're flicking the bean.
Is
it for male and female penguins?
For female penguins.
Oh.
Because theirs are internal.
And if the male penguins do that, they're gay?
No. They're just transporting themselves.
We do this for the views.
For the views.
Yeah.
Dolphins rub themselves against the ocean floor. How do they get there when it's so deep? I don't know.
Maybe that's what they're doing in the shallow.
Spider monkeys sometimes use their tails. They use their tails to masturbate.
Wait a minute. So they put the... Wow.
And chimpanzees use mangoes.
Wait, specifically just mangoes?
Mangoes.
I don't think a mango would do it for you. You know what I mean?
So I say this to say that there are so many ways that animals in the animal kingdom masturbate. And they don't just depend on a sexual partner or maybe just the rose.
Some Homo sapiens use grapefruits.
Maybe try that mango thing.
No.
No? You don't think so? I think there's something going on there. I think the chimpanzees might be onto something.
You try, you let me know. You report back.
I'll report back. I'll go get a mango straight from Haiti, though. It has to be a Haitian mango.
And you gotta dip it in the Haitian water, the seawater.
In the seawater, and then masturbate with it. Amazing. That's what I'm gonna do. So when I think about like how animals in the animal kingdom satisfy themselves and give them sexual pleasure, that brings me back to my first experience with masturbation. So when was your first experience with masturbation? If you can remember.
I can't remember.
No?
I can't remember. But I was probably pretty young, and I probably thought that there was something wrong. Because, of course, anything having to do with sex in a Haitian household is the devil.
Right. So you probably didn't really feel supported to even try. Yeah. I remember my first time. And just like the dolphin rubbing against the ocean floor, I was rubbing on my bed.
Rubbing against the ocean
I was rubbing on my
rubbing
bed.
against the earth floor.
I rubbed on my bed. That was my first experience. I was just like dry humping my bed. And I achieved an orgasm.
You didn't feel bad about it?
Did I feel bad about it? I had a lot of religious shame for my sexual desires. I don't know what happened, but when I turned like 13, 14, my sex, whatever things that happen when you go through puberty, them things were insane. Like I was like, I had like an erotic book that I would write my thoughts.
I used to read the Zane books.
Yeah, reading Zane books. I know y'all read Zane books. That's how you kept yourself entertained. That's how you kept yourself entertained. So and then when they came up with that movie, I was like, oh my God, watch it. Because I read Addicted. I was like, ooh, I gotta watch the movie. Yeah, my erotic mind was all over the place when I was like 13, 14. So I can imagine me dry humping. I did a lot. I dry humped my bed a lot. Do you remember what you thought of masturbation?
I thought that I should not be doing this, and I'm probably going to hell. So I gotta make sure nobody catch me.
Damn, going to hell though?
Yeah.
Damn.
I feel like everything regarding sex, like I tried to stay away from as much as possible.
Yeah, especially since no one talked to us about it. That makes it even more worse.
Oh yeah, but I was being called a whore constantly. So like if I did it, then I would be a whore.
Yeah, you would actually prove them right. Yeah. No, I was actually confused by it. I didn't understand why I kept needing to do it and what it was doing for me. Like, I don't think I really understood anything about sex, even though we had sex at it. I was just like, why in the hell do I have to do this? Why do I feel like rubbing it out all the time? Like, when I got home from school, I'm like, let's rub one out. Like, felt like a ritual. Then it stopped. Like, randomly, I just stopped being horny.
I don't think I did it often. I wasn't doing it often. You know, I knew like sometimes like certain things feel good when you're in the pool. Oh, and then the little jet.
Oh, really?
You know what I mean?
I didn't know that.
The jet.
Not when I was younger. No, I didn't know none of that.
Girl, the jet in the pool. But I wasn't like going home and like being a serial masturbator.
Yeah. Every time I went to bed, it became a habit. It helped me go to sleep, actually.
Oh no. I was trying not to go to hell.
So now that you know that masturbating has no correlation with hell, or if you do, I hope you do, or not, whichever, what would you do differently? Would you do it now that you know that it's not going to bring you to hell?
I don't know. I don't like the traditional masturbation. I'm tired. I don't want to do all that. So I'm not a masturbator with like my hands. It will take me too long to come. It will take me too long. So, which is why I'm like sad about my toy, and that's why I have to do a proper burial for it. Because it did so much for me.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
Felt all at once. My toys just like all the batteries died. One of them accidentally fell in water, and I was like, I'm not gonna go buy another one because them hoes are like $150.
See, mine was water resistant, and that's why I loved it.
Yeah, I remember the day I had to retire all my toys. I was just like, am I gonna go buy
Why do you have to retire all the toys?
They literally all died at the same time. One of them fell into a thing of water and it stopped working, and then the other one, it died, like battery dead, and then another one, it just wasn't doing it for me anymore. So it was just like, damn, I don't got no vibrators.
See, that's what I'm thinking. I'm like, now I gotta go buy another one.
They're so expensive. Worth it, but expensive.
Yeah, but I mean, the alternative is to manually do it.
Did you say manually? Like, this is a manually.
Shift gears. I don't wanna you do that.
You don't wanna?
I'm lazy.
Well, for people who are totally okay with
manual labor.
Manual labor of masturbation.
Yikes.
I got some tips for you to make the experience better.
Me too. Vibrator.
Right. Well, with the vibrator though. With the vibrator and without the vibrator. Either or.
I was gonna say that's my tip for manual labor.
That's the first one? Buy a vibrator?
Yeah. Because you don't want like one super strong hand and one weak hand.
Damn, you just use the super strong hand. No, just constantly use this one.
That's like niggas would have one strong hand. You know why?
Mm-hmm.
Oh damn, I said the word. Neanderthals.
Just say ninja.
Neanderthals.
Ninja.
I said what I said. Neanderthals be having one strong hand.
One strong hand.
And one little weak hand. And you know why?
Why is that?
Because they be doing manual labor.
They be beating the meat.
Beating the meat.
Wanking.
Tugging away like a little boat.
Oh, okay. Oh, Papa here. Bat la boy. So and this is specifically for women because Ciroc brought up, that she has lost her one soldier.
Yeah. First of all, don't make this whole episode bad, sad. Like this girl ain't got nothing left in her life. All she had was this vibrator. Cause she ain't got no Neanderthals in her phone book to call. Don't nobody want her dry ass.
That's not
I don't like that. This episode started to turn sad. It's starting to turn sad.
It's about losing the vibrator, not sex.
Yeah, but you making it seem like, Ciroc lost her vibrator. It was the last thing she could ever own. That's it for her. She can never have pleasure ever again. Or no orgasms for the rest of her life.
More orgasms, please.
That's what it sounded like. So I just don't.
She's like,
disclaimer.
She's like, disclaimer. I got ninjas to satisfy me.
I just don't want them. It's by choice.
Okay. But back to the masturbation tips.
for your sorry.
Do not. I am not here to shame anyone who does not have access to any peen in their life or any way to satisfy them.
You trying to say like I got peen?
If you do, you do. If you don't, you don't. But if you are looking to have pleasure, period, with or without a peen, with or without a pussy,
by choice,
grab a mirror, put it in front of you. I watched this show on Comedy Central called Broad City, and one of the characters put two chairs together and she put a mirror over it, and then she laid down and she just looked at her vagina, and I was like, oh, this feels very femininity, very checking in with your divine feminine energy type vibe. And so
I think a bigger mirror would work. I like the bigger mirrors.
Mm-hmm.
If you can buy one at Home Depot for $25-30, like a 26 by 38.
The 5'3" ones, the one that are your height mirrors.
Oh no! Well, those are probably cheaper. The ones that you get at Walmart.
But,
yeah.
Oh.
But I have a little a square one because it used to be my bed.
Oh yeah. So that you can put against the wall.
Yeah, that's nice.
Right. So set the mood essentially. Don't make it no dry ass mood because you're literally trying to please yourself. So put the mirror somewhere in front, over, behind, whatever makes you happy. And this is the best way for you to get to know your female anatomy. A lot of people actually don't know that they have more than 3 holes. They have 7 holes in their vagina, which is interesting enough, dependent on each person. So if there's a lot of holes in the vagina. Literally just look at it. You will find multiple holes.
7?
Mm-hmm. You're trying to figure out where those holes are.
But then again, I don't be really searching for holes.
You can't see nothing.
You know what I mean?
With the
mirror.
Oh, okay.
I'm more of a get one of those light bulbs that change colors.
Mm-hmm.
If you're setting the mood, if you're setting the mood, like that would be, and you wouldn't really see it.
It's a great mood.
Yeah, it's also pretty. It's also pretty good background if you're like masturbating on FaceTime. If y'all into that,
Yeah.
I like that.
I love a good distance fuck. So yeah, you'll get in front of the mirror and you're just like, look at it. Where's the clit located? Where's the part where you pee? I know you guys think you pee from the clit. You don't. You don't. You don't.
You don't?
You don't.
You don't say it?
No. 2 different parts. That's another hole. Okay,
How many holes men have?
Men?
Mm-hmm.
The pee?
Yeah, I just found out I have 7.
Men have 1.
Oh.
Oh, I mean, if you count the anus, that's 2.
Mm.
But make sure you just like look around, explore, open up your labias and look into the vagina. Look around. You can't see much because you gotta go inside to see it. But look around, just like try to figure out what makes you feel good. Everything depends on what your actual anatomy is. Women who have small clits are a little bit sensitive. Women with larger clits are less sensitive. So things feel a lot different for each person. And start off slow if you have to. You don't have to do everything at once. Let me grab this.
Why not?
Nah. You're going to put yourself in shock.
Hurry up.
You trying to come, not
Wrap it up.
Wrap it up.
Wrap it up. Pack it up now.
Start it over. Your pussy's yours. You don't have to tell anyone anything. Just do what you want. So accept your fantasies. I know a lot of times people get uncomfortable with the fact that they have fantasies. Accept that shit.
When you say you don't have to, wait, the pussy's yours, don't tell anybody anything. But what if he asks you whose pussy?
Now, if you out here telling people it's your pussy,
I'm about to start asking them for like the money for the shares because so many people own this pussy.
Yeah, I don't know if any guy is aware of that, but like, have you ever thought of like how many other guys have asked whose pussy this is?
Publicly owned pussy.
Publicly owned?
Yeah, so you have a stake in it. Like you have a share.
A share of the pussy.
You have a share of the pussy.
We need to have a guy in the episode so that we can ask him why is it so important for them to hear that it's their pussy. Why do you like that?
There's one time, cause I be joking around. Mm-hmm. There was one time he asked me whose pussy is this. I'm like, yo, it's mine. I'm not something you can own. It's not something.
There's no ownership here.
Yeah.
Set the mood, like Ciroc said. Lighting. I'm a candles girl. Put the candles up. Bring some vanilla, some lavender. I like to initiate all the 5 senses. Play music. I'm a little bit more comfortable laying down. I know some people masturbate standing up. Like, they like put the dildo on the floor on the bed and they'll like ride it like it's an actual penis.
I've never had an actual dildo, so.
Yeah. Those are things that people do. But just make sure you're in a comfortable space. Don't be out here in this uncomfortable ass area where you're like, you don't know if you're going to come or not because you're uncomfortable. Obviously, that's why you're not coming, because you're not comfortable. Acknowledge the shame that you feel. So I talked about like having religious shame when I was younger. Mm-hmm. When you feel shame, you honestly, you have 2 options. It's either you feel it or you don't. Mm-hmm. You gotta feel it because you want to masturbate, you want to let go of something, you want to release something, you want to let go of your stress. Just let it go. And to your point, when you're like, my vibrator died, it's time to go find a new one. Switch up your toys. Try new choice. Try new things. There's so much toys out there in the world. Love Honey is my favorite place to shop. I'll give you guys. I'll put the discount code put discount codes and stuff in the show notes so you can shop and explore. Love Honey has a sale, 60% off. Most of their toys are like $60 now. They're usually $150 plus. So save you some coins on your happy time. And make sure after a while that you kind of like stop using your toys, because your body gets used to the sensation of your toys and it actually makes you more sensitive. For some people, And then it makes others less responsive to like stimulation. So if you're using the toy way too much, you might actually be losing like the sensation that would bring you sexual pleasure. It numbs over time. So stop and go to manual and switch back. Okay, switch gears from time to time.
I do not dream of labor.
I do not dream of labor. I believe in no labor, but masturbation, I don't care. Yeah, I'll play with myself. The manual way, the olden days. And those are my masturbation tips. You know,
Okay.
how you feeling about the masturbation tips, even though you don't believe in the manual?
The manual way. I feel like you did like setting the mood, the lights. I like the lights. And if you don't have candles, they have like I have this little thing that what's it called? Oil diffuser.
Oh yes, the diffuser that has like the multiple light settings. Sets the mood. That's a great way to set the mood. Yeah.
And then liquor.
You dollar bill, come get us.
You missing that part.
Well, now why liquor? What does liquor do? Does it like put you in a loose?
Yeah. Liquor loosens it up. Some music. Yeah, I need to have a playlist.
Now to questions and confessions. So we have a couple questions. I'm going to have you tell me what you think. So the first one is it common for people of all genders to masturbate?
Yes.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
5% of women masturbate, 20% of men masturbate.
What?
And they do it at least 4 to 5 times a week.
What? Wait, why is it so low?
Women don't like their pleasure, apparently. They always depend on men. So.
Well, men don't please us. You see the complication?
5% of women.
Yeah, but 20% of men?
5% of women masturbate 4 to 5 times a week.
20% of men on trains masturbate.
Yeah.
And that can't just be the amount of people masturbating. Yeah. It's got to be more than that.
Probably more. In this study, it was only 20%.
Oh, they lying on the study. They don't want to go to hell.
They don't want to go to hell. That's the problem. But yes, it is common for all genders to masturbate. Women, unfortunately, less. That's why I advocate for more orgasms. Please.
It's probably because of the manual labor. It takes too long.
It takes so long. Yeah, men just 5 minutes gone. Us 30 minutes later, still trying to catch it.
Yeah, you tired of that. That time you tired, so you're just gonna go to sleep.
Yeah, just go to bed. Just like, all right, it's not gonna happen today. We'll try it again tomorrow.
And that's why you gotta get yourself a vibrator.
I don't know. Vibrators take me long too. I'm just a complicated person. Yeah, it's complicated. Okay. So, is solo masturbation healthy?
Yeah, help you go to sleep.
Yeah, I agree. So, studies show that masturbation is a great way for you to relieve your stress. Emotionally, it helps you get more connected with yourself and improve your body image. And then it also is good for your internal neural, muscular, circulatory systems, and especially your Kegels. So when you're masturbating, if you do orgasm, you're typically Kegeling. So it makes that pussy tight.
But if you're masturbating, is there such thing as like over masturbation? Like you're doing it too much?
Yeah, so we do have like a cause for concern. For
I like that. That was a professional way to say it. Y'all need to fucking stop it.
Whatever you do, just make sure that your choices are based on what makes you feel good personally. But do know that there is like habitual masturbation, and typically it's bad when it impacts your everyday of living. So if you're like, there's this thing that women, it's rare and there's no cure for it, but there's this thing where like women feel like they have to masturbate every hour on the hour all the time, 24/7. Like people will literally be at work and they'll be masturbating and they can't help themselves because they just feel the urge to masturbate, and even though they orgasm, they still feel heat, like they're still horny, and they do it constantly. And that's more like something that they can't find. It's a phenomenon. You have no idea how to fix it. We don't know how to deal with it. None of that. Same thing for men. There is a part We don't know what it's called. They'll come up with magical names for things that they don't understand. But there is a what they would call a disorder that people who do masturbate too much and they can't stop themselves because they're constantly in need and they are constantly having the desire, and masturbation doesn't fulfill it, sex doesn't fulfill it, it just keeps going. But if it's impacting your daily living, we gotta do something to make it stop. Okay, you can't be masturbating at people's jobs.
What do they do?
I think everybody's different. There was one case that I saw where the woman was like, every time she felt any heat at work, she'd just go in the car, rub it out, go back into work. But she was like, she'd masturbate like 5 times a day.
Is there no relieving them of this pain? Is there no options? I know there's no cure, but there's nothing that could help them, because it sounds like an addiction.
Mm-hmm. Well, there's the addiction part, but there's the actual, like, my body is making me do this. Like, not addicted because you like it. Like, the people who are experiencing this don't say that they did it because they enjoy it. They did it because their body is making them, like, they're experiencing so much need that they have to, and the only way to breathe is to masturbate, and then they'll get, like, temporary relief. And if they don't, they'll be, like, in heat all day.
Yikes.
Yeah, I experienced that, like, for, like, a year. And then it just disappeared. But mine was obviously because my partner wasn't here. So I feel like it was just like a moment of like hypersexuality, and then it went away the moment my partner was here. So
okay.
But there are people who experience this all the time.
Yes. I was about to say, if there was people out there that, follow you for like sex tips and stuff like that, so they listen to the podcast, if they may have something like this, because, if people have issues with sex or something like that, they would probably look to you and ask you for advice.
There's I've looked all over, everywhere. Like, I've had this question actually asked before, and I was like, there's no answer other than maybe seeing a sex therapist to see if it's something rooted in just mental, like going to a therapist and seeing if it's like a mental thing, and like if you can kind of like shift your brain to something else. Like, if you, like, certain things that we would say, like if someone has an addiction, for example, we can call this like an addiction, but like this person isn't choosing this. But if it's like an addiction, we would like do behavioral therapy, which is like replacing the behavior of masturbating with something else. So if you feel the urge to masturbate, maybe put your hand in your pocket, which is worse for only men, but for women, put your hand in your pocket, you can't do anything. And then you just can't do nothing.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, just put your hand in your pocket. And then if not that, do something that reminds you of masturbation but isn't masturbation. Shake weights, water bottle, like just replace your behavior so that you don't automatically go to your penis or go to your vagina. But, you would have to see a therapist to kind of like guide you through that process.
Okay.
Yeah, so if you're experiencing it, I'll look up the disorder and I'll like put it in the notes. There's a name for it, but like, I just feel like they came up with something because they just like, we don't know what to do with this, so we're gonna give it a name. And now you can feel comfortable knowing that you have a name to it.
Now they can bill you for it.
Yeah, right. Now I can bill you, and then we're gonna do some research and potentially put in a DSM, and then we're gonna start charging you for it. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, if they don't have an answer, they don't know what to say to it. But that was actually like the follow-up question where someone was like, "Is it bad? Like, what's the amount that makes it bad to masturbate?"
Oh, what is the amount?
There's no amount. Again, as long as it doesn't impact your daily living, you're not hurting somebody, you should be good. You feel like masturbating 10 times a day, you feel like masturbating 10 times a day. Just make sure you go to work, you hang out with humans, like,
but what if
you do stuff.
What if you work from home?
And you're masturbating while you're at work?
Of course. You're working from home.
Well, that's a problem if you're masturbating while you're at work. That's impacting your everyday living.
Yeah, but you working from home.
Yeah, but it's impacting your everyday living.
Like, while I'm on the clock, I walk my dog.
Right, but like while you're in the Zoom, you're masturbating?
Oh, they be doing that too.
Okay, but like...
with the camera off.
Yeah, but you do this compulsively. Like, it's like, I'm going to do it because this camera is on.
Yeah, but...
versus I'm doing it because I'm horny.
Oh, well, some people are doing it because they like it and they can keep the camera off.
Mm-hmm.
And they be forgetting to turn the camera off.
Yeah, there's a video on TikTok of David masturbating. I was like, David?
Somebody call David and tell him that, because he had the thing on me.
And then they're like telling him, oh no, he's the host. He cannot do anything. We were just like, and the boss was just like, and the boss is black. I have to find it. I'm gonna send it to you. That shit is so funny. Is it David? Daniel. Daniel or David? One of them.
It's Daniel.
I saw Daniel, and then people were remixing it with like different
people names.
No, still Daniel, but like different things that you would do during the Zoom that you would get caught doing. Like one of them had a bottle of Henny, and like, Daniel, your camera's on. That shit had me dying. I was like, bro, this is insanity. And then someone in the comments like, till this day, nobody knows if Daniel has that job.
Wait, I think it was like an interview though, wasn't it?
No. It was a Zoom chat.
It was a Zoom
chat with like 12 people.
They were just having a meeting.
And I watched it 15 times to see each person's reaction to Daniel. I was like, which one? There was a black girl. She was like, she had her coffee. She said, and then there was a guy, Asian man, who was like, Daniel, and he picked up his phone, and then his husband or boyfriend or something came, and he's like, and then there's a guy at the bottom. He's the instigator. The instigator was just like, and he didn't say nothing. He knew what was going on before anybody else. He let 10 seconds go by, and he did not say anything. He was just, no way. And I was like, you instigated ass. You got to hype it. He's like,
hey, Daniel got to do what Daniel got to do.
Daniel had to do what Daniel had to do unapologetically with the lotion and
with the lotion.
He literally, you see him walk into the corner and grab lotion, no pants on.
It's funny because everybody else's camera's on. He thought his camera wasn't off.
Yeah, he said in the beginning of the meeting, he said that he didn't need to be here. It wasn't his account or something. And he's like, do you mind if I turn my camera off because this isn't my account? And she said, sure, that's fine. And then he turns it off, and then I guess he double presses the button and it turns back on, and he walks out the frame. He grabs the lotion. He turns around and he doesn't have pants on. I think his boxers on. And he sits down and he puts the lotion in front of the camera. And then, whatever happened, we couldn't see the rest. They cut that off. But yeah.
See, I make sure I turn. Not only do I turn off the camera, but I slide the little thing because I ain't playing with you.
You're not about to see me in any way, shape, or form.
Not about to see me in my lotion.
Well, y'all, thank you for tuning in to this episode. How you feeling about talking about masturbation? I know you're getting comfortable.
It's by choice.
It's by choice?
It's by choice.
Masturbation is by choice.
Don't
play that. Don't play it. Come on, baby. Don't play it. Just spend all day. All right, so we'll see you guys next time.
All right. Bye.
Toodles.
Thank you for listening. New episodes of This Is Not That Pod drops every Tuesday, so keep up with us by pressing that follow button.
We want to hear how much you're feeling us. So if you love the show, leave us a review. Be sure to read our show notes and tap or click around to support our sponsors.